This is a 5-minute entry model that uses double FVGs, and it is a variation of my CreaseFX block strategy. And when this setup forms, the entry is always extremely clean. Now the key with this strategy is not just a simple FVG, the key is a strong displacement, a clean move and an entry without any hesitation. I'm going to show you the exact rules of this strategy, which are also beginners friendly, and you're gonna see the success that you're gonna be having when you use this strategy in the markets. Now a very important thing that we need to talk about is that most of the times when you're looking at an entry, you are looking at fair value gaps. And there is a big issue with fair value gaps. It is not that they do not work. The issue is that many times you're gonna be missing the move. So how do we correct this thing? And instead, as an example, instead of going ahead and identifying our fair value gaps where price never comes back to test them, how are we gonna be entering in order to catch those enormous moves that you see right here without hesitation and without the fear of missing the trade, because this entry model right here will help you catch those beautiful trades. Now, before I show you the entry model, it is very important that I will show you another concept that you might already be aware of, but you might also not be aware of, which we are not gonna be using exactly right here. We are gonna be using an even stronger concept. And the concept that I want you to be aware of is the concept of the inversion fair value gap. So what is the inversion fair value gap? Let's assume that we have a move such as this one right here. And by the way, I have the sessions open in order to show you that it just works on every single session. Now, as an example, this is a down move, as you can see on the 5-minute time frame. And we have fair value gaps such as this small fair value gap exactly right here. And we have a very clean fair value gap, which is this fair value gap exactly right here. Now, what is the concept of the inversion fair value gap, which is not again exactly what we're gonna be using here with this strategy, but we need to clarify this concept in order to move forward. If I move forward right here, when you see this move that penetrates this inversion fair value gap, this fair value gap right here, this now becomes an inversion fair value gap. So this can be used to take trades towards the opposite direction. So this area right here, where this fair value gap was, which many beginners are gonna use it as a resistance area in order to short, you waited for this area to be penetrated, and now this fair value gap has become an inversion fair value gap, and it can be used as a support, let's say, area in this occasion in order for us to buy. But it's not what we're gonna be using in this video. We're gonna be using something even stronger, which I'm gonna show you right now, but it was important to clarify first what the inversion fair value gap is before we proceed with this concept. And this concept that I'm gonna show you resembles a lot my CreaseFX block strategy, which is the premium strategy that I have developed and that I'm using in combination with a footprint chart for very accurate entries, which you can learn about by clicking on the link down in the description. You can either join our Discord or you can go ahead and join the mentoring, which is gonna be the best decision of your lives. Let's continue with the video. So what is the more powerful concept that I talked about, which we're gonna be using in this occasion? Let's move forward and I will show you what you need to look out for. You don't even need to go ahead and look for the inversion fair value gap or any bias or anything like that. Of course, bias can be important and I'm gonna make more videos on this concept, but let me first show you how this concept works. It is very important that you see how it works. Okay, so here we have already a retracement, as you can see. If we would be entering with the inversion fair value gap, you would be entering, this would be your inversion fair value gap, and you would be entering, let's say, you would be taking the long right here. You are not gonna be doing that though, as we said. You're gonna proceed and you're gonna be looking for something different than that, which hasn't appeared in this situation. So we're gonna go ahead and move even further, more forward. And I will show you exactly how this looks like. We will proceed and we will proceed here, and once I see the concept developing, I'm gonna show you, of course. Okay, let's proceed. Nothing yet, nothing yet. It is important that we see it together, developing. Okay, let's see one more candlestick, nothing yet. Okay, here we have our concept having been developed, not yet. Let's see this candlestick. Now we have it developed. And what is the concept that has been developed right here, which almost confirms that we're gonna be having an enormous move towards the other direction, which by the way can be used for continuation trades, and I'm gonna show you how. We are only on the 5-minute time frame, and what did we say beforehand? Very important, we had said beforehand, let's go back in time, that this right here would have been your inversion fair value gap, and you would be looking to buy off of it, or you could enter with a market execution, which would be working in this occasion, but the concept that I'm gonna show you now is even stronger. So we will move forward one more candlestick, and we will see now if we have created an additional fair value gap. So we have also created a fair value gap on this direction right here. Now this is, you see this overlapping with this fair value gap from the left, with the inversion fair value gap, meaning that now we have developed what I'm calling the double FVG, a concept way more stronger than the inversion fair value gap on its own. And again, this is 20% of the accuracy of my premium strategy, the Chris FX block strategy, which is using 4 confirmations, not just this thing right here. Pretty much uses every single confirmation in the book, and it happens all the time. I can say it happens on the 5 and 15-minute time frame at least 2 to 3 times per day, sometimes even more. So now that we have created the double fair value gap and we have confirmed this thing, what are we gonna be doing? You might think we're gonna be waiting for price to retrace down here. No, we are using this concept in order for it to show us power. You will be entering instantly. You will be entering instantly on this candlestick right here, and you can place your stop loss below this candlestick. You are not hoping for price to come back with this strategy right here. Or if you want to be extremely safe, but you will be sacrificing some reward to risk, go ahead and place the stop loss below the double fair value gap. Now, what am I gonna be targeting, Chris? You are gonna be targeting at least a 2.5 to 1, I would say a 3 to 1 reward to risk with this strategy. So let's see how this one plays out. And this whole thing takes place in the Asian session, guys. So sessions do not matter for this strategy. Now, if I proceed, you will see that we eventually hit our target. Let me proceed a little bit more. And I want to talk about a very important concept. You see that you would have entered this trade, you would have let it play. Where I live, I would have woken up and I would have hit my 3 to 1 reward to risk. But it is important to know that for us, futures traders, we cannot hold our positions, let's say on Nasdaq as an example, beyond the 4:59 p.m. EST. And while in this occasion you would be absolutely fine, in some other occasions you would want to hold your trade overnight. And there is a way to remedy both of those things. What do I mean by remedying both of those things? First of all, trading in a prop firm which pays in under 1 hour. It is super reliable and it offers both CFDs and futures, which is the sponsor of this video, and I'm referring to no other than Hola Prime. Hola Prime is here to revolutionize the CFDs and futures industry, offering a ton of different accounts, pro, prime, direct, straight to funding accounts, and accounts for all budgets and all sizes. Not only that, they have been awarded as the fastest payout prop firm in the industry. So what I'm personally doing, I'm using Holoprime to complement my futures accounts with CFDs accounts in order to be more flexible and in order to be able to hold the positions that I want to hold overnight. Not only this revolutionizing prop firm is offering a ton of different accounts, it is also offering tons of different platforms for every taste, as also the possibility to choose what type of payout request you want to go with. As an example, if you want to withdraw once per month, you can get 95% of your profits. The very same thing goes for futures, where you can choose between one-step challenges and you can withdraw weekly 90% of your profits in under 1 hour of the withdraw request, or you can even go to the beautiful direct accounts and avoid any single challenge. For any of those challenges, use code ChrisFX in order to get a 30% off on any of those accounts. Accounts ranging from 25 to 150k, both on challenges and on direct accounts. So you don't wanna be missing out on that. Holoprime is the next big deal, guaranteed. I'm trading almost exclusively with them and I'm extremely satisfied. Code ChrisFX and get your 30% off payouts in under 1 hour. Let's get back to the video. And while this entry right here was our first entry, and it is quite a large entry, let's say with quite a large stop loss, not of my liking to be honest, I prefer the very small stop losses, and this is what you can learn with the ChrisFX block strategy also. But look at this thing exactly right here and how it develops. Let's move one candlestick forward, okay? We might be having an inversion fair value gap if this gets penetrated, but we don't care about the inversion fair value gap, we care about the double fair value gap. So people who are looking for the inversion fair value gap would be waiting for a full body close above this area in order to enter. For us though, over here, we see that we also have a fair value gap overlapping on the other direction. And since we have such FVG overlapping with this other FVG, let's call it inversion FVG, we have our double fair value gap. What are we doing in those occasions? Are we waiting for price to retrace anywhere? No, we are entering instantly. And as I said, you can either place the stop loss below this candlestick, but in order to be super safe, place your stop loss below the lowest point of this double fair value gap. In this occasion being this one right here, okay? So this is the lowest point. Now, if you believe that this is extreme, go ahead and place your stop loss below this candlestick right here and get a way better stop loss. So instead of 114 ticks, you can get a 65 tick stop loss. Both have their pros and cons. And here you see, as an example, that with this greedy approach, you would have been stopped out, and it is very nice to show true examples and show all of those examples. But if you would have placed your stop loss where I told you, for it to be safer, you could easily target your 3-to-1 and you would have never been stopped out. So here you would have hit your 3-to-1 and you wouldn't have been stopped out. But by being greedy, you lost, you missed, let's say, no, you missed, you lost even this trade. So let's assume this trade is already running. This was won with a 3-to-1, and I'm gonna show you that this concept happens a lot, guys. All you need to do is zoom in. Those things nobody is gonna teach you but me. This is a guarantee. Okay, let's see if we have what I want to see. We don't have it, of course, right here. I need to proceed and find something which is a double FVG, and we don't have such thing right here. We need to proceed even further. Now those situations are continuation FVG. So this one was a continuation double fair value gap, and you got this amazing entry. Okay, if we form another one, it is also gonna be a continuation one. So let's see if we form another one. We are pretty close. We have created, as you can see, our inversion FVG. So the inversion FVG traders would have entered right here already. Good for them. We are waiting for more confirmation. And here we also have not only the inversion FVG, but also the normal FVG, the bullish FVG right here. So what we can do with more safety now, we can take our entry with a market execution instantly. You are not waiting for any retracement, and you can place your stop loss below this area. Don't do what we did beforehand with the stop loss right here and get demolished. Okay, place it in a safe spot, and of course target your 3-to-1 reward to risk. You are very safe targeting a 3-to-1 reward to risk. So let's see how this one plays out, and we proceed. Price comes back and retests again the double FVG. So if you would have been greedy, you would have been stopped out, and you get a beautiful win again. And I called such trade with a ChrisFX block strategy with a way smaller entry, as you can see. And of course, this is not what we targeted. We didn't go for a 30-to-1 reward to risk, but of course we took this trade live in the Discord. This is our latest trade that I called live, of course, with a concept 20% similar to what I'm teaching you in this video. And of course I closed a 3-to-1 RR, but this trade went to a 30-to-1 RR. So if you want to complement your futures with CFDs, again, go ahead and check out Hola Prime with code ChrisFX, 30% off. It's the best decision of my life. Let's continue with the video. And just to confirm that I indeed took this trade on my Hola Prime account, look right here, this was the entry. Over here, for very specific reasons, this right here fulfills 4 conditions, okay? Different, you will see, than the double FVG. There is no double FVG here. So why did you enter here, Chris, with such a tight stop loss? You entered right here with a stop loss right here, and you closed already here. Of course, this went up to a 30, 40-to-1 or whatever, 35-to-1, I don't know. I closed at 3-to-1, guys. Let's be realistic. What did I see? Join the Discord, join the mentoring even better. Learn once and for all. This strategy is nowhere to be found. I guarantee that to you. How do I know that? Because I'm the one who has invented this exact strategy in combination with the volume footprint chart. Now I want to show you yet another example, which is gonna be a bearish example, and it is a little bit tricky, so I want you to pay very close attention, follow me, and see on your own if you can spot this setup while it happens. I will proceed, and soon it's gonna happen. Let's see if you can spot it. Let me zoom in even further. Okay, are you spotting anything right here? This is a dirty looking setup, and it is also dirty because it is very hard to spot. It's not the best setup, but look at that. Look at that. You have this huge move up. You are at the London session, if you see. Many people are gonna be looking for continuation setups right here, but what do you see? This is after the London session actually. What do you see right here? Even in this ugly setup that I don't suggest that you trade, this FVG right here got broken with a body. This would have been what people call the inversion FVG, and those people would have entered instantly right here. And guess what? They would have won. Fantastic. What we are doing though, we are looking for extra confirmation. And what is our extra confirmation? It's not just a body closing, because those people were gonna be entering right here right now, and they would have won. they would have had an even better entry, but with lower probabilities of winning it. We waited for extra confirmation, and what was our extra confirmation here? It was this fair value gap on the downside. So we have now the concept of the double fair value gap, as I call it. So instead of entering here like those people, you would be sacrificing a little bit of RR, let's say, but you would be way more certain. Let's assume that we entered a little bit below. Stop loss above the double FVG. What are we targeting, Chris? We are targeting a 3-to-1 reward to risk, as I told you. And let's see how this beauty of a trade plays out. Both the inversion FVG traders and the double FVG traders were gonna hit this take profit, and both were gonna be winners. But with this thing that I'm teaching you right here, you will be having higher win rate. In other words, you are gonna be filtering out many of the bad trades. So this was the double FVG concept. As I said, it resembles, let's say, 20% of my ChrisFX block strategy. And imagine if this works like that, which you're gonna backtest, and you're gonna see that it works like a charm. You are gonna go ahead and you're gonna do your backtesting, and you're gonna see that it works on all sessions, and it works like a charm, and you're gonna thank me. Then you will go ahead and do the mentoring, or you will go to the academy if you cannot afford the mentoring, and you will see a concept that you will not believe. Literally, you won't believe. People are getting funded, people are making money. Why are they staying in the community? Because we have a fantastic community which is like a family of people who are trading all together. Don't forget, if you are new, to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment if you want me to make another video on this concept, more analytical video on the concept of double fair value gaps, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it as our next video, or I might make many videos in the row if you like the strategy a lot, which is a fantastic strategy admittedly. And share this video always with all of your trading friends, mothers, fathers, uncles, grandparents, whoever you find. Show them this strategy in order to make them a successful trader. And don't forget the 30% of Hola Prime with code ChrisFX. First link down in the description, or in the comment section you can find my link tree. This is gonna do it. I will see you in the next one.